Gentle sloshing beside a pallid face. Weightlessness that subdued her. Long black hair drifting freely in glowing turquoise. The thin woman's eyes fluttered open from darkness, bothered by that blistering light below. Coldness enveloped her, consumed her, replaced her essence fully. She lay on her stomach, floating in a modestly sized square. A rippling substance buried its blinding tile below steady movement. Viscous liquid lapped at the edges, begging to be freed yet doomed to eternal containment here. Aches and soreness rocked her frail body as she came to, seemingly regaining consciousness in this unknown place. Her head moved slightly to scan the area. A wooded thicket, deep in a forest's forgotten center. Around her presently, a tiled, in-ground pool that emitted a harrowing and ominous luminance. It radiated a strange, sickening energy that pervaded her as much as the chill, and which compelled her to vacate it. Muscles tensed and began to seize when she approached the smooth lip. Pulling herself up out of a frigid, gel-like substance, it sloughed off her as she crawled out onto the forest floor. What was this place? Where was she? She could only recall walking home one day, not long ago. She'd left work early, passed by that small bakery not far from her home. A short walk, she expected. The woman rubbed her head, holding a hand to her temple. Confusion and shock settled over her while the sun began to poke through the treetops, its rays warbling and warping between branches. Like she had been taken from someplace and dropped here. She was covered fully by clothes she recognized as her own. They were soaked through, drenched in that strange liquid, but they appeared to be already drying off. She stared down at that square vortex. From here it seemed like water, stilled and calm. Haziness atop its surface obscured those ghostly white tiles below. She studied them. Bizarre, nearly illegible inscriptions were etched upon their faces. They felt intrinsically like words, though none she could recognize. Had she fallen in, lost consciousness, or was she placed there? She couldn't recall. A wall of impenetrable dark blockaded her efforts. Without thinking, the woman turned and began to walk. Brush and trees passed by, that pool fading from view over her shoulder. Gradually, a startling image emerged from between grasping branches and wild thicket. Thorn and sticks reached for her as she stumbled out onto weathered pavement, warm sunlight narrowing her eyes. She instinctively raised her hand to block it, looking up and down the road. This one appeared deserted, but in the distance tiny structures captured her focus. The woman glanced at the woods beside her, then back to those buildings. Loose debris and trash drifted alongside her, dancing between her feet as she shuffled through town. Her pupils dilated again and again rapidly while she surveyed this place. That black wall still impeded recollection, but some submerged piece of her psyche flagged this town as unrecognized. Nothing here was familiar. Businesses and shops crowded around a central square plaza, their veneer presenting as a snapshot of an age long lost, scrubbed by decades of unwavering advancement. Striped awnings, polka dot banners, colourful, if aged, signs and flyers. The trash carried on as a nearby structure captivated her. A collage of notices and adverts layered atop one another and interwoven by time itself. Much of the board evanesced her periphery as she focused on one page. A visage framed by long black hair stared back, buried beneath wide red text. Paralyzed with confusion, she observed it for what must have been an hour. Still, this place was empty, save for a parked car here and there, and they too seemed misplaced.
Can I help you, miss?
His tired voice arrived with the utmost relief as she trudged inside a dusty old station, clutching that torn, balled-up page in her fist. Little occupied her mind, but she still understood what his badge meant. She smoothed out that page on his desk, He eyed it suspiciously, then cautiously nodded and typed something into a computer. His gaze snapped to her, a doubtful expression settling in. Charlotte Davis, last seen Sunday, November 18th, 1979. Reported missing. 35 years to the day.
This episode of Anomaly Microscares was narrated by Oliver Hyde. And of course, thanks for listening.